Jack, I work with some of the most difficult people.
I do too.
Do you work with difficult people, and how do you navigate that? Because most of us aren't in a place where we can just walk out of our job.
Yeah, it's tough. I'd say it like this. You're probably going to have difficult people everywhere you go, whether it's the restaurant you go to, the job you have, the family you're in. Yeah, you're probably going to deal with difficult people your whole life. That's people are difficult.
Yeah, they are, but you don't live with them.
Unless you do. Not your coworkers.
No.
Not your coworkers. No, if I have an issue with Jack,
As a coworker.
as a coworker, yes, not personally. I can just go in my office, or we don't have to have lunch together. Or there are lots of options to get away, and then I get to choose for myself how much I'm going to let that ruin my day or the relationship. If I choose to let it go.
It's a Frozen song. If you are not in a place where you can't get away, or maybe you're kind of stuck around the difficult person, it helps me to sometimes remember why I'm doing something. It helps me to remember why I don't eat ice cream. It helps me to remember why I had kids. Remember the motivation that got you there, and sometimes keeping that in the forefront helps you to go through the times when it gets hard to do it.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, I know I'm a nerd, but I like a show called Big Brother. I know it's so fascinating to me. The issue there is that people are in this house and they're having to deal with really difficult people for 3 months or so. But whoever's the last one, you get $500,000. But what's interesting on that show is
I'll live with you for $500,000. I don't care who you are.
People in that show, people will literally force themselves off of the show because they can't deal with a particular person. And I'm always thinking, are you there for that person? Or are you there to win some money? And I think that's Kevin's point. Like, what is your goal at work? Is it to make money to feed your family, right? Is it to further your career and the purpose in your life? Or is it to get along with this one person? I just think that's kind of petty.
If there's a conflict that really is affecting the goal, you can't get to the goal, or it's much harder to get to the goal because this person or this group of people, what are you going to do about it? Because if you continue to build resentment and get frustrated, it's not helping. You're going to end up being tacky to that person and passive aggressive, and there's no solution in that. So what are we going to do about it?
There's an old saying, and it's don't pee in your pool. Which is actually both literally true and figuratively true. Your work is a place that you have to be in. You have to swim in it anyways. And then when we run in our mind all of the offenses of the difficult person and how much we hate the difficult person and how much we wish they might get like raging hemorrhoids and stuff over and over, and what did they mean when they said that, and like all of the things, if you keep running that in your head, you're peeing in your metaphorical pool. You're making your mind go to like a bad toxic place, and you'll make a day that may have good things in it too entirely bad.
Yeah, I think one little trick you could do is when you're going to work, go ahead and forecast how the day is going to go in your mind. Hey, this is going to, if this person does this, I'm going to respond like this. This person usually does this when I come in, so when he does this today, this is how I'm going to respond. Go ahead and plan the day out in the way that you want to live it. And what's interesting is when that thing happens and you respond the way that you plan to in the car, a smile will come on your face because you know that you've won, and not against him, but with yourself. You've been able to accomplish that and not let your emotions get the best of you. So think about how you want to spend that day, and then create a path for yourself.
Next time you say good morning, I'm going to punch you in the face.
I'm
just kidding. That is not it.
If your world is as big as your office, it is entirely too small. Somebody who's rude at a place where you work, your office, your restaurant, your store, pick it, whatever it is. If your entire world is your job, then all of the little offenses become big offenses. And so it might be beneficial to see if your world needs to get bigger. If it does, work to make it bigger. And if you're working with difficult people, give us a call.